That's a whole really interesting topic of how do you find history of people who have not been recorded, which, for example, in the African American community is a huge issue for a lot of reasons. I'm just using that as an example. Susan B. Anthony, we can find out a lot about. So that is a labor of love. How do you dig and dig and dig to find information about people who not only aren't well known, but we don't even know they existed almost, And I am not a doctoral historian or anything, but it is a fascinating profession. And it's something that also can be helped by volunteers. One of the aspirational ideas I have for this museum is once we start to do physical exhibitions, that we will start working all over the United States initially and globally later on, I hope, to help local communities find their history. I know that people are not, younger generations especially, don't necessarily want a chronological history dictated to them or to be told what is important and what is not important. And I think helping local communities find a way to dig up their history can be something that we can be very involved with. And that would be amazing. So that, our show we're opening with a big show on African American women in the vanguard. And I would say I have not heard of a single woman in the exhibition, for example. Totally unknown to me. I think probably will be extremely unknown to many. And it's just so interesting in the history of activism, if you want to use that word, that African American women were always in the forefront, and they always worked for everyone, not just African American women. There's an incredible many stories to be known there. Very inclusive, very insistent that everyone be considered, very inclusive of immigrants. And anyway, there's many, many stories. But the research that went into this took many, many, many years. And a lot of it is sleuth work. It's sort of like being a detective, which is kind of interesting. It's very interesting.